What up, people? It's your boy Master Chudy out here with another comic review. So this is one book that I got last week, Superman number 32, Target Deathstroke. It was a very good book, like many Superman books. You know, the cover right here is very poignant. Got Superman, and then we have Deathstroke with kryptonite katana blades, swords. And you know, they really made Deathstroke look like, you know, who he is, Deathstroke. And let's get into it. So we get into the next from a series from last issue where we see Lois is confronted with Deathstroke, and she's thinking that it's about to be her final days, her final hours. As Deathstroke has a Glock to her face, he's about to pull the trigger, and she realizes that this job is her, and that she's regretting it because Clark had warned her. Then we see, boom, wonderful, wonderful splash page of just Superman getting in the way, and Deathstroke just looking like a boss, and then Superman also looking like a boss, protecting Lois. So he's like, "I'm here, Deathstroke," and he's like, "About time you showed up." So we see Breaking Point, Part 2. We have James Bonney as the writer. Art is by Tyler Kirkham, which I think is very good. I think so. Colors are done by Reeve Prianto. Letters are by Dave Sharp. Cover was done by Kirkham and Prianto. A variant cover was John Boy Mayers. Then Jessica Chen is the associate editor, and Paul Kaminsky is the editor, and Eddie Berganza is the group editor. I'm definitely going to use this as the thumbnail for the video. I just love this. This is just, as Captain Cummings would say, I'd hang this on my wall. This is great. I just like it. So we see the Deathstroke telling him what took him so long, and he's like, "Get out of my city, slave." And he's asking why he tried to kill Lois, and he's like, "It's nothing personal, it's just business." And he's like, "Who hired you?" And Deathstroke's like, "You really expect me to tell?" Superman just grabs him by the throat, saying, "Tell me, or you'll what? Kill me?" The most famous Superman moral code. What is the famous Superman moral code? One way or another, I'm going to finish, boom, the job. So we see that Deathstroke has had this gravity suit installed in his major suit as well. So the shockwave sends Lois back, and he's well protected. So, we see that Deathstroke's playing that, in Deathstroke 7 and 8, as said here, have you forgotten he upgraded his armor the last time they tangled, so he has a gravity sheath, which I think he got from his son. Damn it. Forgive my cursing. I forgot his other son's name. Oh, yeah, Jericho. Yeah. I think he got that technology from Jericho and Deathstroke. Second, the punches you can throw, it can lead to some pretty serious collateral damage. Be careful. So Clark is telling Lois to run, and then Deathstroke is like, "But I told you, Lois, never run when there's a predator around." And then Superman's like, "Let's find out if that suit of yours has a breaking point." It's like, funny, I was thinking the same thing about you. So Deathstroke is inner monologuing as he's busy thinking that he knows that Superman cares about Lois, that he's breaking him down, that he thinks that he knows that Superman is very human despite all of his powers. And Superman's still hitting the suit, but nothing's happening. And he's trying to say, but reason soon returns. How is he questioning things in his mind? If Deathstroke was here to kill Lois, he's thinking, wouldn't she already be dead? Or was such a clumsy attempt by a skilled professional merely meant to provoke him, which gives him pause. So he's like breaking down Clark's, I guess, mindset at the moment. And Deathstroke just mocks him, saying, "It must be frustrating for you, knowing that you could burn me to the ground with your heat vision or fly me into space where I'd suffocate like a bug in a jar." And then Superman is like, "But that would make me a killer like you." And Deathstroke is like, "We all have to make choices in life." So he just keeps he's starting to break down Superman, and we all know that Deathstroke is enhanced. We all know that he can tangle with the best of them. So he just takes out Superman in a nice 3-man pad, and we got an elbow to the rib cage, bam, chop down, bam, with another kick to the back of the neck, bam. So we seeing like the last barrage was almost too much for the tech to handle. He doesn't know that. Need to keep him on the ropes as long as I can, or this will be for nothing. But Superman is like, okay, Last time we fought, I wasn't angry, but now you've made me mad. Boom. So he just, I guess, gave a small tackle shove to Slade, and he's thinking that he's got to be careful so there won't be collateral damage, but enough to just take down his defenses and not kill him. So Slade goes right through a building, and we see that his suit is malfunctioning, and Superman notices, and he's getting ready to take him in, saying that you're going to pay for your crimes. But we see Deathstroke saying the game's just starting, Boy Scout. It's like, and you'll have to play by my rules if you want to save her life. So we see that Deathstroke throws in a flash bomb, boom, hits a bystander car. Luckily, the person here survived. And we see that Superman's like, don't worry, I got you, hold on. And you just see Deathstroke leave, saying, tell Lois I'll see her soon. And then he's gone. But Lois doesn't want to run away. We're here at the park, John is playing around with all the friends, Centennial Park. And, it's a nice family dynamic, which makes Superman so enjoyable. And, Clark is telling her to, be reasonable. It's like, I can take you and John so you can hide. And she's like, you want me to hide? It's like, no, I want you to live. And we're seeing that she wants to know why Deathstroke is targeting her. And she's going to find out about it. And he's like, another story for the Daily Planet. That's what pretty much started the whole thing, as Clark's saying. And she's like, think about it, Clark. He fired a single bullet. He waited long enough for you to get there so you could stop it. Maybe killing me wasn't what he's after. It's like, but Clark is like, well, maybe we got lucky, but I'm not taking chances. So there's only one really way to stop Deathstroke, and you can't do that. It's not who you are, which is meaning killing him. But it's like, I'll find some other way. I'll find some other way, basically. Until then, I'm not letting you out of my sight. It's like, I'm not saying I'm not afraid. I interviewed Slade Wilson. I know what he's capable of, but I've got to live my life. And Clark is like, I'm going to make sure you do. Just look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. So we go back to the Daily Planet. And we see that it's been 3 days since that attack. And she's been going on. But Lois knows that Slade doesn't give up. He always picks his moment to strike, but that's not going to keep me from doing my job. Courageous right here. So we see Perry telling Lois to get down because there's some type of incident at the docks. So apparently there's this huge fire. Apparently the fire chief is saying that he can't say much. And as Lois is questioning him, and then of course she's noticing that Slade will concentrate with somebody hanging over his shoulder. And of course, that's Superman, looking very heroic, ready to go, boom. And he's like, I'm not letting you out of my sight. Not as long as Deathstroke has you in his crosshairs. It's like, well, Lois is like, well, you don't have to be so close. You don't have to be so close. I still have the stun device you gave me. I'll let you know if I'm in trouble, remember? It's like, by that time, it could be too late. And then we just see Jimmy. And he's like, hi, Jimmy. And Jimmy just tells him that there's a fire getting too close to the propane. And Superman is like telling him to clear, that he's got it. He'll take him to safety. And then we see Jimmy's like saying, okay, let's get out of here, Lois. But then we see, whoop, ominous. And then, whoop, Lois is gone. And then we see Superman saying that to take a life is to destroy a part of oneself. So it's all about him not trying to kill, that he'll never kill, and that he's going to maintain to his ideals, basically. He's questioning, can millions be wiped out for the existence if it's supposed to be for the greater good? That way leads to the obliteration of life. But we see he puts out the fire, and then he sees Deathstroke. Boom. He's like, I told you to tell Lois I'd see her soon. I'm a man of my word. So we just see Superman go, boom, where is she? He's like, oh, maybe she's dead, or maybe she soon will be. Maybe it's all up to you. And then, Superman just calms himself down, and the Deathstroke's like, yeah, I got you now. It's like, I can tell you want to rip my head off, and I wouldn't blame you if you did. But, it might mean you'll never see her again. So he just tells him that he set up this blaze. He knew it would draw Lois to the flame, and that you would also follow. So he's like, so what's it going to be, Superman? It's like, that was just a service tank. But when the flames reach the high-capacity tanks in about 90 seconds, there won't be much left of this place. You wanted Lois, right? Then we got Lois, hostage to Deathstroke. And he's like, here she is. Now, I know you're fast, Superman, but so is my trigger finger. Maybe you can take me out in a millisecond, but it would take for a bullet to penetrate your skull, or maybe you can't. And so Superman's asking what he wants. He's like, it's not about what I want, it's what do you want? Do you want her dead or alive? And Superman's like, I want her alive. So then the question is, what are you willing to do? And he's like, I could let you walk out of here. That's not good enough, he said. And Superman's like, I said I could. And he's like, oh yeah, that's it. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's like you're holding her life is in your hands, basically. So we see him remove the guard from the cloth around Lois, and it's like, talk to him, Lois. Tell him you want to live. And she's like, go to hell. So he's like, oh, you can bet on that. But it's a bit off topic at the moment. So they're telling him like she's hoping that Superman's like it would be so easy to burn him to the ground, but he might still be able to pull the trigger. And Lois is like, he's not going to kill him because that's not the man I married. That's not the man I love. And it's like, I don't know why you're trying to do this to turn me into a killer like you, but it's not going to happen. So you might as well let her go. And you just see Slade is like, he's so close. I can see it in his eyes. One last push. It's like, too bad. Better say goodbye to her than Superman. And then, we just see this last minute crosshair dialogue between them saying to take a life is to destroy a part of oneself. Killing corrupts and leads to the death of worlds. And Deathstroke is like, in the beginning there was only killing. And he talks about like, it's kill or be killed is the law of nature. That somewhere it's, ruled history, it's caused the death of tyrants and heroes that were seen as killers and have, done everything. Like killing, he feels, is a natural part of life and that people are good at it and they can use it for good or evil or however they fit. It's just business at the end of the day. And then we see the explosion came. Superman blocks them. They fall in the river. And, Lois falls in. And then we see, so Lois wakes up in a cot. It's like Slade, she's like, I guess this is where you finish the job, huh? It's like, oh, we're just about done. You get points for spirit. To tell you the truth, I'm going to miss you. Saw that stun device back in Prague. When activated, it sends a homing signal that only Superman can hear, right? And so she hits it. It's like, that's right. It's like, then you better use it now. So Deathstroke disappears, Slade Wilson, the man of legend. So Superman basically fights her, and they find out that Slade leaves one last message saying, game over, Boy Scout. And he's like, what does it mean? It's like, it was never about killing you, Lois. It was a game to test me, see how far I would go to protect someone I care about. But was it Deathstroke's game, or did someone put him up to it? And then Deathstroke saying the look was never in his eyes. He's talking to somebody, and basically he dealt with the difficulties of it that, he could have taken me down, and the suit wore off, basically, so I was vulnerable. And his benefactor says, why would you still stay? Because I always finish a job, even for you. And, the person's like, I know we've had our differences in the past, Slade, but you really come through for me now. I need to know just how far Superman can be pushed, in case I need to do some pushing myself. And he's like, a job's a job, Waller. I really don't give a damn about your reasons. So this is a nice page setup of who really pulled it, and we know how insidious Amanda Waller can be. You don't mess with the wall. And, it is what it is. And then we have Imperious Lex. That's the next one. Ooh, this is a great issue. It was pretty straightforward. I give it a good 8 out of 10. It really challenged Superman's rules. We see Deathstroke looking boss as ever. We had good action. We had good story. We got to see Lois do things. We got to see Clark care. We saw the family dynamic, and we see Deathstroke still believes that, he hopes that maybe Superman can be a better example than him because he recognized what he does is it's not a pretty job, but it is what it is. So I thank you all for watching my video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notifications. Once again, I do these reviews for you, the people, because I want to discuss good comics and get them out there. Thank y'all for watching. Maybe tonight I'll have one more review. Till then, see y'all later, and have a nice day.